Warning, censorship. Warning, censorship.
They are patently false, yet disinformation campaigns and conspiracy theories have become a fact of our lives these days, particularly in politics.
You know, there's a lot of things from early on with life with COVID-19 that if you spoke about them too soon, you were labeled a conspiracy theorist, not just by mainstream media, even by our Prime Minister, Justin Trudeau.
A young woman asked me about COVID internment camps, and I had to explain that as we consume increasing amounts and various sources of information online and around us, we need to continue to be attentive to source, we need to continue to be attentive to comparing various reports and looking for trusted sources.
Canadians have been being detained against their will, and lots of times they're healthy Canadians, in the name of COVID-19. Today, I'm standing in front of Pacific Gateway Hotel in Richmond, BC, because a little tipster told us that this may in fact be a COVID jail. And so we're going to check that out in the Vancouver area and see if it's true. Drea Humphrey here with Rebel News. We've been bringing you the other side of the story of life with COVID-19 since as early as January 2020, and that includes the discussion of mandatory quarantine facilities. Now, my colleague Kean Bexty, he showed you what happened to Nikki Mathis. She was terrified. She was taken against her will and stuck in a COVID jail without her family even knowing where she was going. We, with your help, by the people who donate at nocovidjails.com, had a free fighter lawyer on that case who was there giving her free legal counsel. We had that done as fast as you could say there's a new COVID-19 variant. But in Vancouver, BC, we haven't heard a lot of the stories. David Menzies as well has brought us tons from Toronto, at the Radisson in particular, so much to the point that the police ended up at his house.
Hello, sir. How you doing, officer?
I have a summons here for you for court.
Okay.
It's for enter premises when entry prohibited.
But in Vancouver, BC, overall it's been pretty quiet. But a tipster did reach out to us and say that he was forced to stay here for quite some time, and he didn't want to come forward with his name. So we're going to investigate to see if in fact this is a quarantine hotel. And why not start with giving them a call?
Good afternoon, this is Guest Services Anna speaking. Hi, may I assist you?
Hi, Anna. What's the best price for 2 rooms there?
Sorry, is this for tonight?
Yes, please.
Oh, unfortunately we are closed until May 15th.
You're closed until May?
Yeah.
Oh, how come?
We've been closed since March, actually.
Oh my goodness, that's a long time.
Yeah.
How are you guys staying in business?
Well, not much staff are currently working right now, so...
Okay, so you're open,
Yeah.
You're answering the phone, but you guys are closed till...
May, yeah.
Okay.
I know there's also a few other hotels around the area, too, that are closed. River Rock and Hilton, I believe.
Okay. All right, thanks so much.
Okay, no worries.
Bye.
Bye.
Well, they said they're closed till May 15th, but there's a lot of vehicles in the parking lot. Let's take a look and see if they're closed, why there's so many people here. We got some open doors over here. Looks like a white tarp inside. All right, so we've got the kitchen and bar will remain closed until further notice due to the COVID-19 pandemic. So in BC, restaurants are allowed to be open. So it's not like they were ordered to shut there. So let's see. So it says caution, construction in progress, but we know if you've watched some of David Menzies' reports, he was told that the hotel was closed, the one out there, because it was under construction, and that was a lie.
How you doing there? We're just with Rebel News. My name's David Menzies, and we're just going to see if we could get a room for the night.
No, sorry.
No?
No, whole place is closed.
Who are you, by the way?
I'm the security manager here, Jamie.
Oh, okay. Jamie, so why is it closed?
It's closed for construction.
Why the secrecy? I think we would all feel more comfortable with how our taxpayer dollars are being spent if we weren't lied to about where these facilities are. Okay, so there's an emergency response entrance for the construction workers, I suppose, here. There's no way to get into the main entrance here. I don't think we're gonna have much luck in the conference rooms. Well, let's have a look here. So they're definitely not closed. There's people inside. There's a ton of vehicles in the car. I mean, there's a ton of vehicles in the parking lot. It's definitely not closed. I think our tipster was right. I'm going to show you a quick little clip. I think he was a little nervous to be filming, but this is what the inside of his room here looked like. Excuse me. Hi. It's not open. There's a doorbell over here, though. Hi, are you quarantining here, or? Oh, you're closed, but there's people in there. Is this a quarantine facility, or? Okay, well, I'm Drea Humphrey with Rebel News. Is there someone I can ask some questions to for the people? No? It's pretty busy in there, I think, right? Hi there, Drea Humphrey with Rebel News. Yeah, I see that it's closed for us to walk in, but it doesn't look closed in general. Is this... Oh, no media, but is this a quarantine facility paid by taxpayer dollars?
Did you make an appointment?
No, I just thought, number one, I thought it was a hotel, so usually you can walk up to a hotel. Okay, but then is it something that taxpayers are paying for, or no? You're grabbing the manager for me to ask the questions to? It's got a tag there. And it's just answering questions just makes everything go away faster. Is he coming out? He or she? Okay, thank you. We just keep getting told this place is closed, but it's clearly open for something. We'll keep digging, we'll keep getting answers, but for now, there are people who are scared in Canada about whether or not they're going to make it home. Maybe they went to a funeral, maybe they went to see a spouse who works in a different country, and now they're worried about being stuck and detained like a criminal, whether they're positive or negative, in some type of federal quarantine COVID jail. And if you think those people deserve legal counsel, no matter what their budget is, you can help us at nocovidjails.com. Whatever you donate there goes to the legal team we have helping these people get counsel, get advice, and their families keep in touch with them. Now, clearly, we are not going to get the answers we deserve at that hotel. So we did head over to the airport to have a look. Is anybody getting grabbed or snatched and taken over to the hotel? There was no international flights coming in at the time. We did come across sort of a restricted to public area there that was all boarded off in white. Looked like possibly some sort of testing zone. Maybe that's where the action happens. I'm not sure. We'll have to keep following this. But in the parking lot on the way out, we ran into some Vancouverites who were very opinionated, and this is what they had to say. The hotel over there, and we were just trying to investigate because we heard it was one of the mandatory quarantine facilities. Have you heard of those yet?
No, we don't.
No, so basically what's happening is some of the people who are coming back to Canada from international flights, they're being forced, in some cases against their will, to go to a federal hotel kind of...
3 days?
Yeah, it could be 3 days, but we're getting reports of even longer. But for the 3 days, sometimes it's people who tested negative. So what do you think of that?
I don't think so. They cost every night for $3,000.
Yeah, I heard $2,000.
$3,000 for 3 days.
Exactly. The site says that you're responsible for paying for cleaning, you're responsible for the food there, things like that. But we're getting reports that you have no choice over what food you eat, and also that the cleaning isn't on par in some of the places in Toronto as well. Quite disgusting. So does it concern you at all that our government has been so secretive about these places?
Yes, of course. There's no reason why the people are paying this kind of money. They're coming to here, to most of the, especially for the students. It's very hard. Who can afford those kind of money, and they're doing everything? Just they're providing the room only the shelter, nothing to eat, no cleaning there. So it's not fair for the visitors coming over to Canada.
And what about the fact that they're testing negative? It might not be the test that is used in Canada, but they get a negative test, and then they're forced to go to a place where there's more likely to be people with COVID-19 instead of their own home to quarantine. Do you have any concerns about that?
Yeah, that doesn't make sense. If they got the results, they got the test is already negative, what is the reason they have to stay there then? Right? After the results come, they should release them to go there your normal place. That doesn't make sense.
Right, and lastly, months ago, there was a politician who asked about this. He asked,
I asked this government if the people of Ontario should prepare for internment camps. In September, the federal government posted a call for expressions of interest for contractors to supply, provide, and manage quarantine isolation camps throughout every province and every territory in Canada.
He was laughed at in Parliament, and later on Justin Trudeau came out and said it was conspiracy theory talks. But here it is happening in Canada and Vancouver, BC.
Okay, the people, I will say that the people live their own space, they are more comfortable. Rather than they going in the hotel, they don't get the same atmosphere. Like they go their home, or they can rent the place. Their own is way cheaper, maybe 10 times cheaper than the hotel. You can get maybe $100 a day, $50 a day. You can get the room. Is lots of people holding the houses. They're doing the basement, or they're renting the rooms. Is very cheap, and they feel more comfortable. They can look at outside. They can walk in the yard or whatever, exercise, anything. When you going those hotels, what they gonna do there?
This is all we want to know. What's going on? That's all.
That's not fair. Yeah. We are totally against it.
Like he just come back for India about a couple of months ago.
Yeah.
He stayed for 14 days for home.
Yes, for me, it's like a jail.
That's what we call it, COVID jails, and we're not a fan of it.
Somebody is positive. Yeah. They will pay maybe $20,000 for who for it? Nobody, I guess.
Exactly.
We live here in Canada last 34 years. We have a homes.
Yeah.
And lots of people is positive. They told them to stay 14 days home. Yeah, I think this is not a good idea.
Yes. Thank you guys so much. Thanks. Have a good day. If you believe that Canadians deserve the right to have answers and also to have free legal counsel if they get detained without breaking any laws, please head to nocovidjails.com. Whatever you donate there goes to the legal team who has been helping this and also helping us get to the bottom of this, because honestly, there should be no secrecy about anything when it comes to keeping people against their will in Canada.